Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you everyone for joining us today in the educational talk. So today we have Dr. Adel Ahmed, who is currently the Dean of the College of Business Al Ain University in the UAE. He was formerly the President and the Chair of Trustee Board of the Liverpool Muslim Society from 2010 to 2015. Dr. Adel Ahmed has 30 years and plus experience in higher education across developing and developed countries. He has a passion of enhancing the quality of graduates for future jobs through embedding employability skills across the whole curriculum. So we are very happy to have you here. He is also my beloved father, alhamdulillah. So we are very honored and happy to have you on this program, and you can begin.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much, Hind, for hosting this educational event. And I would like actually to thank first Liverpool Muslim Society and Liverpool Ramadan events, which is organized actually this event during Ramadan. And this is one of the advantage which I can see from coronavirus. Just I would like to start with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. One of the important things in life, it's how to leave the impact, leave a legacy behind you. And to be honest, coronavirus, it gives us an opportunity to stop the marathon in the life and think and reflect what we are doing and why we are doing. What is the purpose of we are doing here in this life? And one of the important things I see, it is the financial aspect. One of the important elements to have a success in life, to have a success and a healthy financial aspect. I was reading actually a couple of days ago about the highest rate of suicide people. 60% of those who suicide based on financial problem, debts. And the percentage, higher percentage as well, of the divorce among the couples based on financial problem. Even in the coronavirus, it is a health problem, but they have a big impact of the economy. On the financial aspect, I'm not going to repeat what you hear every day in the news about collapsing some of the companies, about unemployment rate, about suffering of the financial problem based on closing the shops, closing the business, and staying at home. And this is one of the crises in the whole history, affect both sides, demand side and the supply side. The demand side, because there is no customer to buy the product. There is no shops open. There is no business run as normal. And the supply side, because the production stopped. the company stop as well. And this is why we will have here a dilemma. We have a supply problem and demand problem. And if you try to fix the supply, you cannot fix the demand. Because if the production work and the process again produce a product, there is no customer to buy. And this is why I can see the coronavirus. It is one of the turning point in our life, in all aspects of our life, not only financial. And I would like to share with you the slide I put it today to make sure Can you see the slide now?
Yes, we can see the slide. Thank you.
What about my voice? It is okay, it's clear hand?
Yes, we can see the slides and your voice is clear perfectly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Therefore, what I'm going to talk today, to be honest, I go to talk from my heart. Because even it is my body here in Abu Dhabi, in Al Ain, but my heart was every human being in the whole world. I'm worried. I'm not saying I am not confident, but I am confident for our ability. I am confident for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what is given to us. I am confident because we heard and we passed a lot of crises before. And this is not the first one, and it's not going to be the last one. But the only thing I need from all of us to learn from each crisis we have. And today we were talking about the money lessons from the COVID-19. The coronavirus has changed the money forever. If you notice now, in China, they have application called WeChat. They're doing 22 things with the WeChat, like WhatsApp, like Facebook. But 5 of those, they're buying everything from the WeChat, from the application. There is some people in China for the last 3 years, they never see the notes money. And this is one of the reasons why China get out of this crisis quickly, because they already started not using the money, but using the digital money, the e-wallet, and the other aspect. Also as well, they use the technology, which I go to talk about it now. But I would like to warn you before we start. From the financial perspective, during any crisis, uncertain times, frauds are on the rise. Be vigilant, as the fraudsters will try to steal your data, your financial details, through emails, through phone scams. Therefore, I need from you, please, check always your bank account, check always the bank statement. Don't say, I already trust the bank. I'm not talking about the bank, I'm talking about the scams. So from the financial perspective, one of the reasons I need from you to be aware of, to be vigilant during this time. Because to protect your health, you have to protect your wealth as well. The other thing I need from you to be not worried. Because always in life, situation you faced, there's a 2 circles. One circle is called the circle of concern and the circle of influence. From the financial point of view, there is something you can do if you're facing a financial problem. and there is something you cannot do. But if you stay thinking about worrying for something you can do nothing about it, will be waste your time, will be damage your health. This crisis we have now, they have two things. They have a circle of concern. Yes, we are not asking you to solve the coronavirus, to try to find out the remedy for it, but we need from you to focus for what you can do. And what you can do, one of the things, it is your financial aspect. And that's why I need from you, don't be worried too much. Yes, you have to worry about your job, about financial, but at the same time, don't worry too much. As long as you take all the concentration and all what you can do. And the something as well I need from you to learn from this, it is seeking the knowledge. Try to utilize this time to seeking the knowledge about financial aspect. Because I always say, the kids in the school, you don't only have to know about science, about maths, about English, but as well about financial literacy. And I always emphasize of financial literacy. Before 80s, the literacy means you don't read or write. And from 90, becoming literacy means if you don't know computers or applications of the computers or ICT. But when we hit by 2008 financial crisis, one of the reasons is the people, they don't know about finance. They don't know about managing their finance. Managing the finance, it's one of the knowledge which every Muslim and every human being should be aware. I encourage you not only to listen to this talk, because 99% of the information in the talk, you found it in the internet. But I need from you to apply this. Applying the knowledge. And the seeking of the knowledge, it's an obligatory for every Muslim and every human being. And the financial literacy, one of the area, please try to do your best to understand. There is a lot of hadith about acquiring knowledge, like acquiring knowledge and impart it to people. Therefore, it is not only knowing the knowledge, and this is what I need from you, to try to share and participate this knowledge to others. Very important. We will be accountable in the day of judgment about 4 things: our age, our youth time, our money. Look, our money, 2 sides. Our money from where we acquired and where we spend it. This is very important. And the third and the fourth thing, it's the knowledge. The knowledge, not acquiring knowledge. They are not asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to account me whether I am a professor or a doctor or a butcher. No, about what you've done with this knowledge to the other. How you spread this knowledge to the other people. And this is why financial literacy, I need every human being to be aware about that. And this is one of the skills you need to be acquiring. And always what Prophet Muhammad said, a father gives his child nothing better than good education. Good education, not only about science, about degree, but life education, life skills, very important. I'm going actually to go past because there is a lot of hadith here talking about how you got a benefit if you're seeking the knowledge. But as well, I would like to take another quote from Einstein, which everyone he thought about education, about qualification. No, education is not about learning the fact. Nowadays, as I said, 99.9 of every professor or every person knows, you give you a talk about it, you can get it from the internet. But the education, it's about training your mind. And this is what I stress here. Try to think about it. How to train your mind to think. I remember when I started in the higher education, my main purpose is how I can equip our student, our graduate, with the skills to get a job. But nowadays, it is not the purpose to get the job. Because if you educate the student today to a particular job, when you graduate, the job immediately will be changed. Therefore, we have to give them the skills of triple L, lifelong learning. How to learn? This is the main thing. And this is what I would like to emphasize in this coronavirus. I got to cover actually two parts here quickly. But the importance of not the part A or part B, the takeaway. What we take away from this. Some people, they are not from the particular area, therefore don't know what is finance. I go to give quickly about finance. And there is some legs of finance. And I go to talk about the Islamic view of finance. After that, I will talk about the personal finance and what is the new idea for business and how to start up your business by using a model is called the Scramble, which I will give you later on what is the Scramble for. But the takeaway I need to emphasize here before I start, as we call it in the university, the learning outcome. What I expect from you to take away from this talk today. First one, coronavirus, it's a global crisis. But as I said, it is about supply and demand. The second one, be active in learning. Not only attending the class or attending the lecture. I know Liverpool Ramadan topics, they have a talk in 2 o'clock, talk in 6 o'clock, talk in 7:30, like 4 talks in a day. But it's not a quantity. I would like from you, when you hear a talk, just to get out from this talk and apply it in your life. And this is the benefit of any talk. And this is what I call it active learning, not a passive learning. Not only listening, but active. Another thing, applying the talk, not only attending. There is halaqa here or halaqa there. It's not only attending the halaqa, but what's the benefit to apply this in your life? What is the impact of this halaqa in your behavior? Like financial crisis today, we talk about it, or financial lessons. What's this impact in you after this talk? And I would like to give a recommendation as well in the end about the book. This book, I need every youth, every person to read it from cover to the cover. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is a very important book dealing with the personal finance because I cannot cover everything today in half an hour. The other thing, always we say about smart, but I need as well to have add a V in this smart. Smart with a V. V means a value. What is the added value for what your action plan? Come out with this course or this class or this lecture or this talk with an action plan. What you plan to do. Life, as I said, the COVID-19 focus on financial matter. But I'm worried about not the rich people, because the rich people, they have already money to survive. But I'm worried about the poor people. The people, they are working and waiting for the informal economy. They lost their economy, their income. Even if you ask them to have a food, they don't have money to stock the food. If you ask them to be clean and clean your hand, they don't have a clean water. This is what is my concern. And I need from you to think about that and how we can help those. Just for the latest report from Oxfam, 500 million of more people could be pushed to the poverty. The food bank, imagine, there is a food bank in America. United States, there is a food bank. What does it mean? It means the coronavirus hit all the people. And the research in the King's College London said 20% drop in income as a result of the recession caused by that. And for more people and more country already struggle to survive, they almost no safety net. And this is why I need from you to be aware about what is finance. Finance is a broad term, but I just only put it in 2 words. Money management. How to manage your money. Like time management, like work balance management. Money management, how to manage your money. You have to know how much money in and how much money out. And you have to focus on the impact of you lost the job. I'm not saying here I am pessimistic, but I'm optimistic. But optimistic to certain when the people do their job. Finance is related to the individual, like me and you. Related to the business, to the government. Today, the government is struggling for a finance. The business is struggling for finance because they always reactive. It is not a proactive. The government, they're struggling on the investment side. They didn't invest in the healthcare. They didn't invest on the education. The good thing about coronavirus, to be honest, for the last 3 months, have you heard anything in the news about terrorism? Have you heard in the news about wars in here or there? No. Why the manufacturing? They produce weapons to create wars. Instead, produce PPE, produce a personal protections equipment, produce a health suppliers, produce something to help the people. This is what make me angry. And I hope the financial lesson not only for the individual, but for the government and for the business, which you're going to talk about it. There's a 3 things in finance: personal finance, which is me and you, and corporate finance, and public finance. Any finance have a 5 leg. First, from where we got the money. And everyone, you have to know and plan from where they got the money. Some people, they work from 9 to 5. They got the money from salary. Some people, they invested in a stock market. They got a money from the dividends. Some people, they working day by day. They got hourly wages. But where we spend the money? And this is very important. Because what I found, most of the people, they finish their salary in the first 2 weeks. And they stay in debt for the last 2 weeks. Why? Because they don't have a plan for how much money we should spend. We spend in rent, in payment for the mortgage, in tax, in food, entertainment, travel, credit card payment. And this is one of the big dilemma. Because the credit card, this is not your money. Credit card, it is a loan. And when you use it and you don't pay it, sometimes the interest for the credit card reach 40%. Imagine 40%. The other thing, from the third leg, it is the leftover. If you have a good plan, you got good money coming in and enough money going out, you should have a plus. You have something surplus. You have something extra. This you can do two things. You can do saving or you can do investment. Saving, it is not for the long term. Saving just only to keep safe if there is something shortage of your income, because you are not gaining any return for the saving, like you put money in the bank account. But the important thing I need from you to think about it, it's investment. Investment in the shares and bond, in the real estate, in a private company, investment on gold. Try to invest, but you cannot invest if you don't have a surplus extra from your coming in and going out. But most of the people, the money going out more than the money coming in. And there is no way they can do saving or they can do investment. And the fifth leg, it is protection. You have to protect yourself, your health, your estate planning as well. The same 5 elements for the companies, the same 5 elements for the government, the same, but different item of the money in and the money out. And this is why the company should as well learn the lesson from the finance, from this crisis. But what is the Islam said about that? Some people, they focus in Islam is just only about praying, fasting, doing charity, Hajj, Salah. That's good. But this is only one part of the Islam. Islam has a 3 parts. Have aqidah and faith and belief. And they have a Sharia law, which is a practice and activity. And they have akhlaq and morality, ethics. Unfortunately, most of the people, they only focus on ibadat, which is a practice between human being and the God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the important thing as a part of Sharia, it is a mu'amalat. Mu'amalat, it is our relationship between each other, which it is economic activities, buying and selling, working, political activity, and the social activity. And the financial activity is part of that. Therefore, when you, and this is what I would like to focus, when you plan your financial aspect, it's part of your religion, it's part of your Islam, it's part of what we go to account on. Therefore, it is not a luxury. It is not a luxury. What we can see now, the debts more than the wealth. Do you know which the biggest country they have highest rate in the whole world? It's America. America, they have even the biggest economy in the whole world, but they have the highest amount of debts. And this is why the debts inverted pyramids. But in Islam, it is opposite. Because we didn't go to God alone unless I can have the ability to pay. It is not going to God a debt, it's just to go a holiday. I go to God a debt in order to live. And this is why the financial crisis, it doesn't hit the Muslim country a lot. but hit only the Western country because they are based on more debts. As an Islamic model, always, I just put it for you here, just to understand how the Islamic model work. Always work on the real economy, not in the paper-based. Always work in the asset-backed. And always they have a prohibition and the gambling and the interest and the speculation and the uncertainty and no investment for prohibited like alcohol and weapons. And now what I mentioned about weapons as well. And the Islamic finance, it is based on the equal distribution of wealth. Wallahi, if we apply this real Islamic finance, I'm not saying about what calls themselves Islamic finance, but just only it is manipulating. It's just only change the name. And that's why here, I put here the difference between the conventional bank and what I call it a real Islamic bank. Because I believe some of the Islamic banks, they are not Islamic, it's just only a names. I'm not going to go details on that, but as I said, it is part of learning. And you can go to search in the internet, and this is like guidelines for you. Because I am here not to give you the knowledge. No, I am here like a facilitator. I am here like a sat-nav. You are in the driving seat. I just only try to guide you as a GPS to navigate, to reach your destination. Therefore, I need from you to go to search. Even the people who go to say, my account with the Islamic bank. Are you really is Islamic bank? Ask yourself. And try to find this criteria, which you found it in the internet. If not, I will share with you the PowerPoint later on. All of this tell us about the model of business. Therefore, if you would like to start a business, you have to use the partnership. You have to use the trade-based based on our Sharia. Not only, just to share with you as well, for the people they starting to think about what is the 10 sectors we can form. They put here a 10 sectors, very important. One of them is called the online shopping, robots, deliveries. And this is what the China done, as I said about WeChat application in the beginning. The business is already starting e-commerce. Before the coronavirus, they will go to sustain and make a profit. But as well, there is an opportunity for the people they don't start yet in the online shopping. Make your business online. Try to make a variety. Don't keep always face-to-face. Try to train yourself and share your stuff of the online shopping. Second thing, digital and contactless payment. But one of the problem here, it's 1.7 billion people that don't have a bank. And this is opportunity here. Opportunity, you can use the apps to payment. You don't have to pay, you have to have a bank account. You can have a payment through the mobile. And everyone, they have a mobile today. And this is opportunity for the people to start design and try to build an application for payment to help the people that don't have this. Always find the opportunity within the complaint. When found the people complain, this is an opportunity for business. Second one, it is a remote work. Everyone working now from home. But as you go to see now, there is some problem faces the people working from home. How you can take this opportunity to solve the people working from home? distance learning. From March, we start everywhere. 1.5 billion, roughly, students, they start. Every profession, even the medical, they start now, it's called a telehealth. Even the museum. We have here in Dubai, they done actually the drive-through cinema. Very intelligent, creative. Supply chains. And this is one of the big problem facing the companies. Because most of the companies, they rely on the part from China. And when China, they hit with this coronavirus, the supply chain, it is stopped. And one of the good things about the coronavirus, they speed up the fourth industrial revolution, which is the robotics and the big data, the cloud computing, and the 3D printing. Drones. In China, they use the drones to deliver the medicine to the people in Wuhan. And there is a 5G and information communication technology. This is the same thing. But this is one of the complaints of the work from home. Look, 20% they suffer of a collaboration and the communication with the company. Therefore, if the business can provide for them more communication, they will solve this. And they will reduce the pollutions, reduce the cars in the street. You will have flexible hours to work. 20% of loneliness, 18% not being able to unplug. They don't have the balance between work and home. 12% distraction at home. Being different time zone, because some of the companies are working in international zone. 7% stay motivated. Some people, they don't stay motivated. And 5%, they don't taking vacation time because they are not having balance between both. This is one of the things I need from you. Financial lessons, which all of us, we should care about. Risk. We need to calculate always the risk when you go to the stock market. Don't run and you see the people making a profit from the stock market, go. Don't go for the stock market until you have experience. Just go for the investment you know, like real estate. And don't put all the eggs in one basket. And the important third thing, keeping emergency fund. The rule of thumb, you have to keep between 3 to 6 months to cover living expense. Always you have. And some of the people are suffering today because they don't have an emergency fund. Another thing, watch your lifestyle creep. It's not when your salary going up, you go to buy something extra you don't need. Make sure you buy what you want and what you need as well, but you have to manage. Start with the prioritizations. And one of the lessons I need from you to take care of, it is a financial planning. When you go on a holiday, you have to plan for the travel agent, you have to the tickets, the hotels, and everything, the car. But when you come to finance, the people not planning. And plan, it is one of the important things. Never take a loan you cannot afford to repay. Very important lesson. Having an alternative source of income. Yes. Remember, 9 to 5, it is not an option now. You have to think about side business until you become confident and you move your business from 9 to 5 to start your own business. But don't start your own business until you have the experience, until you have the expertise in this area, until you do homework. And don't resign from your job 9 to 5 until you are secure. And this is my advice. Don't leave 9 to 5 until you have another source of finance guarantee of that. For the simple new business idea, I just put here some symbol. Nowadays, for delivery, if you don't have any skills, deep digging, doing some research for the company, collaborating, image management. Some people say now they have to have image management. And another piece of business which teach, which online now, it is very easy to do that. Blogging, it is one of the business you can start. Web designing, translation, DIY, like a handyman, building furniture, writing a CV for some people. All of these jobs, you can do it side to 9 to 5. But rather than busy, complain and relief, I need from you to return to the normal routine. But we're coming not to the what we have before the coronavirus. We're coming now to what you call it a new normal. The new normal, you have to live with it. Even while the crisis unfolding, responses and the impact should be documented. Documented everything, because you go to reflect. The important thing to reflect. Reflect, reflect, and reflect. And to prepare for the new world. We should expect COVID-19 crisis will change. The government will change their policies. They will change their laws. The business will change. Why? Because we need to sustain ourselves as an individual, as a companies, as a government. And I hope the companies use their manufacturing and their resources and their money and their productions for producing weapons to have the war, to produce something, produce food for the people, produce something to protect the people. And I would like to share with you what I start with scammers. When you go to think about a new business, you don't have to be something coming from the sky. No, you can try find a solution for the people problem. And when you see the people complain, this is the opportunity for doing a business. S for substitute. Substitute a product you have. Combine some product. Like if you have a laptop, what's a laptop now? Use it only for presentation, for doing sharing resources. You can use the laptop in something else. You can modify, you can put other user, you can eliminate, you can rearrange something. I remember actually this pen, if you can see this pen, this is a normal pen. But our university has done a conference last month. And what they have done, look, this is a USB. You can put it in the computer. Therefore, it is a pen with a USB and the storage. Think about everything you have. When you're walking in the street, see something, how I can go to change this to something else. And this is what I need from you. This is the practice for you go to do it. You have the laptop. Try to apply this scammer to the laptop. Try to substitute what I got to use this laptop for. I will leave it for you. But I would like to recommend it for you as well, as I recommended for you in the beginning, Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, to read it for your financial aspect, for your life, to be productive in your life. You have to change the habit. And there is a book for Stephen Covey. This book is called The 7 Habits for the Highly Effective People. And this book, actually, I give it for my student. First 5 minutes of the class, I will talk about this book to give them opportunity to change their habit, how to be a proactive of that. How to begin with the end in mind, how to put first things first, how to think win-win situation. In the end, I hope this presentation, or this talk, give you opportunity to rethink again about financial aspect. As I said, half an hour is not enough to give you everything, but my contact here, my personal email, I leave it here for you. If you need any advice, if you have any concern about managing your money, and always I am optimistic. Always I say, keep calm. Today, tomorrow will be better, inshallah. And not only tomorrow, the day after tomorrow as well will be becoming better and better and better. I would like to thank all of you. And what I said in the beginning, please reflect. Try to use this as a sat-nav, not as a full information for you. I need from you to go and learn, learn and learn. It's a huge gap today between what we listening and what we applying. I need from all of you, please, and remind myself to learn and apply. Learn and do. Not talk. You have to walk or walk. In the end, I would like to thank you, all of you, and I hope, inshallah, you got benefit from this talk, inshallah. Wa jazakum Allah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this for your hasanat, all of you, and make this blessing month, inshallah. It is the day of Laylatul Qadr, inshallah, during the last 10 days. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our good deeds, all of us. Thank you very much.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for that lecture. I'm sure you can all testify that was really beneficial, alhamdulillah, and really practical tips. As always, you do not disappoint, alhamdulillah. Really, really beneficial, alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for your time. I know you must all, we all feel this. We miss your enthusiasm. We miss your passion. We miss your ideas in Liverpool. It's not the same without you. Alhamdulillah. So thank you so much. And if anyone has any questions regarding this lecture, you can email Salam at Liverpool Ramadan email, and you can also contact the email that is on the screen as well. So we have a lot of comments. They're all saying they miss you, and you know, fantastic lecture, alhamdulillah. And someone mentioned that they read the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and they also said it's life-changing. So yeah, these
and I would like to say something at the end.
Yes.
Even I'm here in United Arab Emirates, but I'm here with my body, but my heart, my mind, always in Liverpool. My Liverpool, it is my second city in my life. I spent 22 years in Liverpool, and I hope, inshallah, we will reunion again in Liverpool with all the people I love, the people I care, the people I miss them. Wallahi, I miss them.
And we miss you too, honestly, we really do, alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah
khair.
Jazakallah.
Thank you.
Barakallah fikum. Barakallah fikum jami'an. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh, and also I just want to mention today's program. We have 7:30 the Feed Your Soul with Sheikh Muhammad, and 7:45 the Quran Circle. Jazakallah khair. You got us all emotional now. I'm gonna start crying now as well.
Barakallah fikum. Barakallah fikum jami'an. Jazakumullah khair.
Thank you, everyone.
I will see you, all of you, inshallah, when I come, inshallah, in the summer, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me the life, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
Barakallah.
Thank you, everyone.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.